The battle of a lifetime comes alive in 3D. The wildest of the space cowboys is out looking for adventure. Now he's got it, and he needs your help. A strange world, terrorized by Grax, the alien serpent beast, has asked you, World Runner, for help. Knowing you can outrun, outjump, and outblast anyone or anything, you race into battle. But this is no ordinary fight. These battles will carry you to 8 strange planets filled with bottomless pits, shooting stars, and poisonous aliens, all sworn to defend their Serpent King. And each new world is ruled by an alien serpent beast more terrifying and powerful than anything you've seen before. Are you ready, World Runner? They're waiting for you. In 3D World Runner, or the Battle of 3D World Runner, or the 3D Battle of World Runner. There's a lot of different versions of the title floating out here in the ether of NES Internet games, or NES games on the internet, or something like that. This is brought to us by Squaresoft. Yes, you heard that right. And Acclaim, released in 1987, developed by Square, published by Acclaim. This is a third-person rail shooter, developed by Square in 87. In Japan, the game was released on the Famicom Disk System, and was published by DOG, a now defunct label of Square. In North America, this was actually the first Square game to reach American shores, and was published by Acclaim. Japanese-only sequel followed under the title, basically, 3D World Runner 2 in 1987. In the game, we assume the role of World Runner, known as Jack in Japan, a wild space cowboy on a mission to save various planets overrun by serpent-like beasts. Game takes place in Solar System 517, which is being overrun by a race of aliens known as serpent beasts who are led by the evil Grax. As World Runner, we must battle through 8 planets to destroy Grax. For its time, the game was technically very advanced. The game's 3-dimensional scrolling effect is very similar to the line scroll effect used by Pole Position and many racing games of the day, as well as forward-scrolling effect of Sega's 1985 third-person rail shooter Space Harrier. 3D World Runner was an early forward-scrolling pseudo-3D third-person platform action game where players are free to move in any forward-scrolling direction and had to leap over obstacles and chasms. It is also notable for being one of the first stereoscopic 3D games. 3D World Runner was designed by Hironobu Sakaguchi and Nasser Gabelli, and the music was composed by Nobu Uematsu, all whom would later rise to fame as core members of the team behind Final Fantasy. 3 also developed JJ, the sequel to 3D World Runner. Just so you know, stereoscopic 3D. Game is a technology used in games to create the illusion of depth in an image, often by using special glasses worn by the viewer. Not to be confused with video games that use 3D computer graphics, which are featured only on a screen, and do not actually give the depth of illusion beyond the screen. Pushing select would turn on the 3D. How about that? And if I remember right, the game actually did include some 3D glasses. How about that? You can run and you jump. That's pretty much all you do. Then when you enter boss battles, you can shoot. You will fly and shoot. You can pick up laser missiles earlier in the stage and use them to destroy some of the enemies, but that's about all there is to it. Not very much going on. Part of the appeal and selling point of 3D World Runner was the 3D mode, and it was the first of 3 games by Square to feature such an option, the other 2 being the sequel, 3D World Runner 2, and Rad Racer. When the 3D mode is selected, the game uses computer imaging processing techniques to combine images from 2 slightly different viewpoints into a single image, known as anaglyph images. The game was packaged with cardboard anaglyph glasses, there you go, which use red and cyan color filters to moderate the light reaching each eye to create an illusion of 3-dimensional images. It is considered difficult to find a complete copy of 3D World Runner today, presumably because the glasses packaged with the game ended up getting thrown away by the players. And indeed, copies of the game sold on eBay almost never include the glasses, even if the box, instruction manual, and dust jacket are still intact. 3D World Runner. Soundtrack consists of 8 tracks. Nobu Uematsu did the score, and this was his 5th work of video game music. Reviews were generally positive. The game's graphics were widely praised as impressive, while the 3D mode is generally considered a nice addition to a fun and simple game. The game is sometimes criticized, however, as a ripoff of Sega's Space Harrier, first released as an arcade game 2 years prior to 3D World Runner's debut. In an interview with Next Generation magazine, Hironobu admitted that he liked Space Harrier, but said that the main reason his team made 3D World Runner was to show off the 3D programming techniques of Nasser Gabelli. The repetitive music track has been criticized by Downwards Compatible, stating that it sounds like the baby from Eraserhead. Yeah, that's gross. Commercially, the game was met with modest success, selling roughly 500,000 copies worldwide. Pretty good. Pretty good little game. Here's some interesting for you. Although the game left no legacy other than one lone Japanese sequel, the main star made an appearance in Chocobo Racing as the final secret character in the game. World Runner goes by his Japanese name, however, of Jack. Yeah, it's an actual fun little game. There's another game on the NES called Attack Animal Academy, which I believe we looked at, which I think is built on the exact same engine as this. Could be wrong, but I think that is correct. But yeah, it's really quite a fun little game. There's a lot going on to keep you interested. The 3D effect is really quite nice. Not the special hit select button, but just the way everything moves. It's really smooth and really nice. Good challenge, but not too hard.